All right, welcome back, everyone. Anyone who follows on on Twitch, I'm sorry, there's been a lot of live notifications going on today, but we are going to be looking at week number 4 of Stage 2 Overwatch League. This is predictions. There's only going to be one part for this week because there's only 2 days of action. We have the first ever homestand. It's Dallas Fuel. So, the Allen Event Center in North Texas will be where the matches will be held this week. So super exciting. I'm looking forward to watch it. I'm going to be out of town. I have a tournament to compete in, but I will still be catching these games when I can. They're starting at a bit of a different time. As you can see, Saturday it's starting at 11 a.m. and then 12 at noon on Sunday. So it's a bit of a weird week, but because there's only 7 matches in the stages now, we have these weeks that aren't as heavy on games after weeks 1 through 3. So, yeah, I mean, without further ado, we're going to get right into these predictions. So first, it's the Paris Eternal taking on London Spitfire. So I think this has kind of flown under people's radars a bit. No pun intended for the Spitfire, but the London has not lost a match yet at this stage. They're looking good. They're looking very solid right now. And Paris, they're sitting at 2-2 for the stage. They're 5-6 overall. They're one of the. Actually, we're going to look at the standings really quick because there is a really big logjam. You have, in terms of the overall. So yeah, you see the stage. You got London, Vancouver, San Francisco, and LA who have not lost yet. But then looking at the league, so you got the top tier, of course, these two, and then you got San Fran, you got Gladiators, you got London and Philly that are kind of right there. But then look at 7 through 15. Dallas is 7th right now. They're 6-5 overall. Number 15 is Hangzhou. They're 5-6. So, and 7 is the start of like the play-in for the playoffs. And then it goes through 12. So it's very, very compact in the middle. You have your 2 teams that I think are done in Washington and Florida. I don't think there's any chance they come back. You have your teams that are in a lot of trouble but still have a chance. You got like Guangzhou, Houston, and Valiant. They're in trouble, but they could still make the overall playoffs. Technically, Washington and Florida could, but I just don't think they will. They'd have to have a hell of a turnaround with only. I mean, they're almost halfway through the season, and they have 1 match win. So you have all the other ones though: Hangzhou, Paris, Chengdu, Atlanta, Boston, Toronto, yada yada. They're all competing for those mid spots right now. So every match is very important at this point. So getting back to it, I like London over Paris. I think that they're playing better right now. I think they have such a higher ceiling. I think they have a little bit, well, maybe not a better understanding of the meta right now, but I think they're better at playing it. I think it's very maybe a revenge game. I don't know how much London gets up for like revenge games or anything like that because Paris did beat them earlier in stage 1. But looking at these maps, I mean Busan, Temple, Kings Row, I think those are all great for London. They'll be able to run some DPS on Junkertown as well, which I mean plays into their strengths well. Shadowburn and Soon are absolutely great on the DPS. They're not better than Birdring and Prophet though. Birdring and Prophet are definitely better on those DPS roles. So I like London. I like them in a 4-0. I think they're going to come out and they're going to play. They're going to play strong. I think they want one of those top spots in the playoffs because, like I said, there's 4 teams that are unbeaten, and then you have New York, who's 5-1. So you're going to want like the number 2 or 3 spot because looking at San Francisco is probably going to get the 1 seed, and Vancouver will probably get the 2, and then you're looking at probably Gladiators or Spitfire for 3 and 4. So you're going to want to avoid San Francisco, I'd say, at least until like the semis or the finals if you can. So London is going to be motivated to win this game. I think they're going to win it pretty easily. Even though Paris, I think Paris is better than they were in stage one, honestly. But London is a lot better, and I think that they will continue their winning ways. Hangzhou and Chengdu, battle of the Chinese teams. They're both sitting at 5 and 6. Um, I mean, you want to talk about an important match? We're looking at maybe they're both 5 and 6. You got Shanghai there too, so they're kind of vying for best Chinese team. Um, and this is honestly a tough one for me. I think that Hangzhou has been playing a bit better overall in stage two, but in terms of their play style against Chengdu's, I really like Chengdu's. So I think it's close. I think it goes to 5, but I like Chengdu. I think they're a bit better on control. I think they'll take maps 1, 4, and 5, and then Hangzhou will take 2 and 3. Although Hangzhou has kind of struggled on Temple, but I think they'll probably pull out a nice hold on it, maybe a full hold. So yeah, this is honestly, I think this will be a very, very tight match. I think this will be one to watch for sure. Two of the more entertaining teams in the league, I would say, especially Chengdu. They're not running the goats at all. Hangzhou has been running the Doomfist a little bit. Guangzhou has been running it the most out of anybody, but Hangzhou has experimented with it a little bit. So yeah, I think that you're gonna see some wacky stuff this match. I really do, with Hangzhou's just absolute number of DPS players, and with Chengdu's just absolute mad tactics. That should be a fun one. And one that I don't think will be as much fun. You got Houston taking on Seoul. So ever since they beat Vancouver in the first map, Houston's looked terrible. Their goats looks like the second worst in the league, easily. Like I think you got Washington, then Houston. They're a little bit above them, just a little bit, and then like everyone else like starts here and then it goes up. They just look terrible. Muma dies instantly first every time. I don't know if it's more of his fault or the support's fault, but they just look terrible as a team. Um, for Houston, maybe you can run some stuff that isn't goats, but they've been full held on Blizzard rolled a bunch. Rialto is goats heaven. Oasis, you're going to see goats for probably at least 2 of the 3 maps. So I think this is a really bad set for Houston. I think they lose 3-0. I think they pull out a draw on Paris. But yeah, Houston just they do not look good. They opened up the stage with a map win against Vancouver, and everyone was like, holy crap. I was like, holy crap. After they turned the corner, like, Linkser looks amazing on Soldier and Widow, but they just can't run it much. They have to run goats, and they're terrible at it. So that will be an easy win for Seoul. And then the headliner of Saturday, LA Valiant, Dallas Fuel. So Dallas is gonna have home field advantage for sure. Their fans are gonna be out and rowdy. They've just suffered 2 losses, so they really need to bounce back for their season playoff hopes if they want to stay towards that in the 7th spot, and also for their stage playoff hopes because they're currently sitting at 2-2. So they're going to need to win at least 2 of their next 3, if not all 3, if they want to make the stage playoffs. Looking at the maps, you got Oasis, Temple, Eichenwald, and then Junkertown. So the Valiant have been playing better. They have their 2nd win now. They're up to 2-9. But I'm going to go with Dallas here. I think I picked them last. I picked them against Seoul and was wrong. Or no, I think I did pick Seoul. But I think Dallas is still playing pretty decently. They have disappointed me with how badly they got blown out by Vancouver and how they just got blown out in a couple of maps by Seoul and then just choked their brains out on the other 2. That might be the Dallas Seoul match is a candidate for another match analysis. So if you guys want that, maybe I'll provide it. But looking at these maps, I think Valiant will keep it close. Like I said, they've been playing a lot better Overwatch. I think Junkertown will be a good one for them. They can run agilities on at least City Center on Oasis, so I think that one will probably be pretty close. But I'm going to say Dallas wins this one 3-1. I think they give the home fans what they want. They've shown that they are pretty good at bouncing back, and they have suffered 2 losses in a row. So I like Dallas to win their home opener. Then you got Hangzhou Spark taking on the Paris Eternal, Lijiang Tower, Temple of Anubis, Eichenwald, and then Junkertown. Again, I think this is a close one, but I'm going to take Paris. Honestly, I think they're playing solid Overwatch right now. I think that Hangzhou is still inconsistent, and I need to see it to believe it for them. I don't love Hangzhou on Temple of Anubis, like I said earlier. Same thing on Eichenwald. I think that Paris will have the advantage when it comes to goats, and as a result, they will take this series in with a map score of 3-1. And we have a lot of double action this weekend because there's a lot of teams that have only played a couple matches. It's, again, Chengdu and, again, London. So, you got Oasis, Paris, Eichenwald, and Rialto. I was going to predict the Chengdu upset until I saw the maps. I think Chengdu have a very... If Chengdu's only chance is they have to take maps 1 and 2. They have to. Otherwise, they're done. Chengdu is not winning map 3 or 4. I'm sorry. Because 4 is really GOAT-centered, and map 3, the second point of it is really GOAT-centered. And I know Chengdu has looked better on GOATs, but I still don't think they're as good as London, especially now that they have the Bird Ring on Brig and Prophet on the Zarya. They've looked really solid. So I'm actually going to predict Chengdu wins map 1, they tie on Paris, and then London takes the next 2. But I think this could be a very entertaining series. Like I said, I was on the verge of picking Chengdu. If it was Junkertown, then I'd really think about it. But I like London to take this one 2-1 and stay unbeaten. Then we got Seoul taking on LA Valiant. The maps are Busan, Hanamura, Kings Row, and then Junkertown. So another Junkertown for the Valiant. And you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb. I am going to say Valiant win this. And it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Logistically looking at it, Seoul's playing well right now. They really are. I just have a gut feeling, if I'm totally honest. I think Valiant will have lost their previous one. I think they're really starting to scrap for that playoff, for their playoff lives, because they know that, well, they are 2-2 this stage because of their 0-7 first stage. They really need to kind of pick it up. And yeah, I like the way this team is playing right now. I think integrating KSF as the other DPS alongside of Agilities has worked out really well for them, and it's going to continue to look better as he gets even more integrated with the team. I think Fade has looked a lot better this stage, and I'm going to say Valiant upset in 5. I think it goes the distance. Highly competitive, entertaining match, but the Valiant are able to complete the win. That would be a huge upset, honestly. And then the final match, it's the Battle of Texas. No more Battle of LA. Houston, Dallas, the showdown. Lijiang Tower, Temple of Anubis, Kings Row, and then Watch Point Gibraltar. So, I really want to say this match will be really close. I don't think it will be, though. I think Dallas is a lot better. I think Dallas is pretty committed to GOATs, as we've seen in their last couple matches. I think that they're just going to keep running Rhine GOATs, maybe with a little bit of Winston GOATs on like Lijiang, and then for a little bit of Anubis. Yeah, I think they're just going to GOAT them to death. I think Houston might have a puncher's chance on map 1. I think they kind of need to win it or full hold on Anubis and sneak that map out, and then just get to Gibraltar, which maybe then you can pull out Linkser. But yeah, I don't feel great about Houston here. I'm going to say they take a map, either map 1 or 4, but I think that Dallas will take the others pretty convincingly. And Dallas will complete their first Homestead 2-0. But honestly, I think there's a lot of great matches this week. I really do. Like I said, we see pretty much the same. The same like 8-ish teams playing. Because of course they didn't want to have a ton of teams travel. Yeah, because we're seeing Paris, London. It's these 8. It really is. They're just flipping all 4 matches to different teams, of course, for the second day. So I think it should be a lot of fun. We'll see some nuts Texas fans going crazy. I think there will be more. I think there will definitely be more Dallas fans, but I think we'll see a lot of Houston fans as well because it's close by and their team is playing a couple games. So, hope you guys check them out. It's going to be a little preview of what happens in the upcoming years for the league. So yeah, I am super excited for it. I hope you guys are too. Good luck to your team if they're playing these 2 days. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have yourselves a fantastic weekend, and then I'll see you in the next one.